Hi guys, my name is Nesielin Allera, second year Bachelor of Physical Education, and today I am going to present to you the official rules of softball. It is copyright by the International Softball Federation Playing Rules Committee. So, without further ado, let's start. So, softball. It is a slow pitch. Softball is a recreational, social, and enjoyable mixed-gender team sport suitable for adults of all ages and abilities. Softball, a variant of baseball and a popular participant sport, particularly in the United States. It is generally agreed that softball developed from a game called indoor basketball, first played in Chicago in the year of 1887. It became known in the United States by various names, such as kitten ball, mash ball, diamond ball, indoor-outdoor, and playground ball. There were wide variances in playing rules, size and type of playing equipment, and dimensions of the playing field. Rule number 1, the definitions. Section number 1, the altered bat. A bat is altered when the physical structure of a legal bat has been changed. Examples of altering bat are replacing the handle of a metal bat with a wooden or other type of handle, or inserting material inside the bat, applying excessive tape more than 2 layers to the bat grip, or painting a bat at the top of or bottom for other than identification purposes, or replacing the grip with another legal grip is not considered altering the bat. A flare or cone grip attached to the bat is considered an altered bat. So section number 2, appeal play. A live or dead ball appeal is a play or situation in which an umpire cannot make a decision unless requested by a manager, coach, or a player of the non-offending team. So for the section 3, ball compression. Ball compression is the load force in kilograms or pounds required to compress a soft ball with 6.5 millimeter or 0.25 inches. When measured in accordance with the ASTM or the American Society for Testing and Materials, test method for measuring compression displacement of soft balls. Next, we have the section number 4, the ball core. The coefficient of restitution of a soft ball when measured with the ASTM or the American Society for Testing and Materials. Test methods for measuring the coefficient of restitution of soft balls. Section number 5, the baseline. A baseline is a direct line between bases. Section number 6, the base on balls. FP and SP are the flex player and a base on balls occurs when 4 pitches are judged by the plate umpire to the balls, including the illegal pitches. The batter is awarded first base. This is sometimes referred to as walk. The FP, the ball is alive, and the SP is the ball is dead. Section number 7, the base path. A base path is a direct line between a base and the runner position at the times the defensive player is attempting or about to attempt to tag a runner. Next, we have the section number 8. A batted ball is any ball that hits the bat or is hit by the bat and lands either in fair or foul territory. No intention to hit the ball is necessary. Section number 9, batter. A batter is an offensive player who enters the batter's box with batters like yung pumapalo. Box with the intention of aiding his team to score runs. He continues to be a batter until he is either declared out by the umpire or he becomes a batter runner. Section number 3, the batter box. The batter box is the area to which the batter is restricted while in position with the intention of helping his team to obtain runs. The lines are considered as being within the batter box. As you can see, the picture, you see the girl holding the bat in the box she was standing on. That's the batter box. Section number 11, the batter runner. A batter runner is a player who has finished a turn at bat but has not yet been put out or touched his first base. So, sino yung batter? Yun pa rin ang tatakbo. Next, we have the section number 12, batting order. The batting order is the official listing of offensive player in the order in which members of the team must come to bat. When the lineup card is submitted, it shall be also include each player's position. Section number 3, the block ball. A block ball is a batted, thrown, or pitched ball that becomes lodged in the fencing or is touched, stopped, or handled by a person not engaged in the game, or touches any object that is not part of the official equipment or playing area, or lastly, is touched by a defensive player who is in contact with the ground that is not part of the playing area. So that's what's called black ball. So for the section number 14, the bunt or the FP only. FP is a flex player ata ito. So a bunt is a batted ball not swung at, but intentionally met with the bat and trapped slowly within the playing field. Section number 15, the catch. A catch is a legally caught ball which occurs. The fielders catches a batted or thrown ball with his hand or glove. So the catch the catch when who is the catch player? Yun as you can see in the picture, the one who's sitting in front of the big man there. So next we have the section 16, the catcher's backs. The catcher's backs is that area where the catcher must remain until first the FP only. The pitch is released. The lines are to be considered within the catcher's backs. Second, SP only. The pitch ball is batted, touches the ground, plate, or batter, or reaches the catcher's backs. The lines are to be considered within the catcher's backs. The catcher is considered within the backs except when touching the ground outside the catcher's backs. So section number 17, charge conference. So a charge conference takes place when first, offensive conference. The offensive team requests a suspension of a play or delays play to allow the manager or other team representative to confer with any members of their team. Letter B. Next, we have the defensive conference. The defensive team requests a suspension of play to allow a representative of the defensive team to enter the playing field to communicate with any defensive player, or a fielder leaves his position and goes to the dugout and gives the umpire reason to believe that he received instructions. Next, we have the section number 18, the chop ball. A chop hit ball is one which batter strikes downward with a chopping motion of the bat so that the ball bounces high into the air. Next, we have the section number 19, the coach. A coach is a person who is responsible for the team's actions on the field, and he represents the team in communication with the umpire and the opposing team. A player may be designated as a coach in the event when the coach is absent or the player is a playing coach. For the purpose of these rules, the manager of a team is considered to be the head of the head coach. Next, section 20. So, section 20 is the crow hop. FP only. A crow hop is defined as the act of a pitcher who does not push off from the pitcher's plate to deliver the ball. This is an illegal act. If the pitcher steps off the pitcher's plate, thereby establishing a second impetus or starting point, and then pushes off from the new starting point and completes the delivery. Next, we have the dead ball. A dead ball is one that touches any object that is not part of the official equipment or official playing area, or a player person not engaged in the game, or B, lodges in the umpire's gear, in offensive player's clothing, or C, the umpire has ruled dead. So the section number 22, defensive team. The defensive team is the team in the field. So that is that. Next, we have the section number 23, the delayed dead ball. A delayed dead ball is a game situation in which the ball remains alive until the conclusion of the play. When the entire play is completed, if required, the umpire shall rule a dead ball and enforce the appropriate ruling. It is referred to Rule number 9, Section 3. So the section number 24, designated player, or the DP, so for the FP only. The designated player is the starting offensive player who bats in the line for the flex player listed in the 10th position on the line-up card. Next, we have the section 25, the dislodged base. A dislodged base is a base displaced from its proper position. Next, we have the section number 26, the double play. A double play is a play by the defensive in which two offensive players are legally put out as a result of continuous actions. Next, we have the section number 27, the dugout. The dugout is an area in dead ball territory designated for players, coaches, bat boys, or girls, an official representative of the team only. There shall be no smoking in this area. Next, we have the section number 28, ejection from the game. Ejection is the act of any umpire ordering a player, official, or any team member to leave the game in the grounds for a rule violation for the remainder of the game. Next, we have the section 29, fair ball. A fair ball is a legally batted ball which first settles or touch on or over fair territory between home and first base or between home and third base. Second, bounce, pass first or third base on or over fair territory regardless or where the ball hits after going over the base. Third, touches first, second, or third base. Fourth, while on or over fair territory, touches the person or clothing of an umpire or player. And fifth, first falls on fair territory beyond first and third base, and sixth, while over the fair territory, passes out of the playing field beyond the outfield fence, and lastly, while in flight, hits the foul line pole. Next, we have the section number 30, fair territory. Fair territory is that part of the playing field within and including the first and third base foul lines from home base to the bottom of the extreme playing field fence and perpendicularly upwards. Next, we have the section 31, the fake tag. A fake tag is a form of obstruction on a runner while advancing or returning to a base by a fielder who is not in possession of the ball. That impedes the progress of the runner. The runner does not have to stop or slide. Merely slowing down when a fake tag is simulated would constitute obstruction. Next, we have the section 32, the fielder. A fielder is any defensive player of the team on the field. Next, we have the section number 33, the fly ball. A fly ball is any ball batted into the air. Next, we have the section 34. So, flex player or FP only. The flex player is the starting player from whom the designated player is batting and whose name appears in the 10th position of the lineup card. Next, we have the section 35, force out. A force out is an out which can be made only when a runner loses the right to the base which he is occupying because the batter becomes a batter runner and before the batter runner or a succeeding runner has been put out. On a field play, the force out is determined by the force situation at the time the appeal is made, not at the time of the infraction. If the force if the force has been broken by an out of a succeeding runner prior to the appeal, then this is no longer a force out. Next, we have the section 36. Forfeit is the act of the section 36, forfeit. A forfeit is the act of the plate umpire ruling the game is over by declaring the non-offending team the winner. So section number 37, foul ball. A foul ball is a legally batted ball which first settles on foul territory between home and first base or between home and third base. Second, bounce pass first and third in an over foul territory. Third, first touches on foul territory beyond the first and third base. And fourth, while on or over the foul territory, touches the personal touch or detached equipment or clothing of an umpire or player or any object foreign to the natural ground. Fifth, touches the batter or the bat in the batter's hand a second time while the batter is within the batter's backs. And sixth, the goes directly from the bat, not higher than the batter's head or to any part of the catcher's body or equipment it is caught by another fielder. And lastly, hits the pitcher's plate and rolls untouched to foul territory before reaching first or third base. Next, we have the section 38, the foul territory. Foul territory is any part of the playing field that is not included in fair territory. And last, not the last, section number 39, the foul tip. A foul tip is batted ball, which first goes directly from the bat to the catcher's hand. Second, goes not higher than the batter's head. And lastly, is legally caught by the catcher. So next, we have the section number 40, the helmet. A helmet must have two air flaps, one each side, and shall be type that has safety features equal to or greater than those provided by the full plastic cup with padding on the inside. A liner covering the ears only does not meet the rules specifications. A helmet is worn by a catcher, maybe the skull type without the air flaps, and also worn by a defensive player that does not need air flaps. And lastly, that is a helmet that is not cracked, broken, dented, or altered shall be declared an illegal helmet and removed from the game. Because if helmet is very important in playing softball. So section number 41, home team. The home team is the team on whose grounds the game is played, or if the game is played on neutral ground, the home team shall be designated by mutual agreement or by a flip of a coin. The home team shall take the third base dugout and place defense first. And next, we have the section 42, the illegal bat. An illegal bat is one that does not meet the requirements of rule number 3, section number 1. Section number 43, illegal extra player, or the SP only. An illegal extra player is one who violates any of the provisions of rule number 4, section number 6. So section number 44, illegal pitcher. An illegal pitcher is a player legally in the game but one who may not pitch as a result of A. Being removed from the pitching position by the umpire as a result of the defensive charge conference limit being exceeded, or for the SP only, being removed from the pitching position by the umpire as a result of pitching with excessive speed after a warning. Next, we have the section 45, the illegal player. An illegal player is a player who takes a position in the lineup, either an offense or defense, was not reported to the plate umpire. And B, an illegal player is also who takes a position on offense or defense who does not have illegal right to the position. Next, we have the section 46, illegal re-entry. An illegal re-entry occurs when a certain player returns to the game a second time after twice being substitute, and also a starting player returns to the game after being substitute but not in his original position in the offensive lineup. Next, we have the section 47, illegal substitute. An illegal substitute is a player who has entered the game without being announced to the umpire. He may be a substitute who was not previously been in the game, or an illegal player, or a declared ineligible player. Next, we have the section 48, the illegal batted ball. An illegal batted ball occurs when the batter hits the ball fair or foul. For example, while his entire foot is completely out of the batter's box on the ground when he makes contact with the ball. And second, maybe because while any part of the batter's foot is touching home plate when he makes contact with the ball. Next, section 49, illegally caught ball. An illegal caught ball occurs when a fielder catches a batted, thrown, or a pitch ball with his cap, mask, glove, or any part of his uniform while it is detached from its proper place. Section number 50, ineligible player. An eligible player is a player who may not longer legally participate in the game because the umpire has removed him. An ineligible player may no longer participate as a player but may continue the game as a coach. Next, the section 51, the ineligible replacement player. An ineligible replacement player is a player who may not enter the game to replace a player who must leave the game to attend to an injury that has caused bleeding. Next, we have the section 52, in flight. In flight describes any batted, thrown, or pitched ball that has not yet touched the ground or some object other than a fielder. Next, we have the section 53, the jeopardy. In jeopardy. In jeopardy is a term indicating that the ball is in play and an offensive player may be put out. Section 54, the infield. The infield is that portion of the field in fair territory that includes areas normally covered by infielders. Section 55, the infielder. An infielder is a defensive player including a pitcher and catcher who is generally positioned anywhere near or within the lines of the base paths forming fair territory. Section 56, infield fly. An infield fly is a fair fly ball not including a line drive or an attempt bunt that can be caught by an infielder with ordinary effort when first and second or first, second and third bases are occupied before two are out. Next, we have the section 57, the inning. An inning is that portion of a game within which the teams alternate on offense and defense, in which there are 3 outs for each team. A new inning begins immediately after the final out of the previous inning. Section 58, intentional base on balls. An intentional base on balls occurs when the defensive team decides to place the batter on first base without the requirement to deliver 4 pitch balls. This is referred to as an intentional walk. The ball is dead. So, intentionally dropped fly ball. So, an intentionally dropped fly ball is a fair fly ball including a line drive or a board with less than 2 outs and a runner on first base, which can be caught by an infielder with ordinary effort. In the infielder intentionally drops after it is controlled with a hand or a glove. Section number 60, interference. Interference is the act of, first, an offensive player or a team member that implies, hinders, or confuses a defensive player attempting to execute a play. Second, an umpire who impedes a catcher's attempt to throw out a runner who is off the base. Next, we have the section 61, the leaping, or for the FP only, the flex player. Leaping is the act of a pitcher that causes him to be airborne on his initial move and push from the pitcher's plate. Section 62, legal touch or the tag. A legal touch or tag is the action of a fielder in touching or tagging. Section 63, legally caught ball. A legally caught ball occurs when a fielder catches a batted, thrown, a pitch ball, provided it is not caught in the fielder's cap, helmet, mask, protector, pocket, or any other part of uniform. It must be caught firmly held in the hands or glove. So section 64, line drive. A line drive is a ball in flight that is batted sharply and directed into the playing field. Section 65, lineup and lineup card. A lineup is the list of players who are currently involved playing offensive and defensive positions in the game, including the DP and designated player and the flex player and the EP for the SP and excuse me. Section 66, the obstruction. Obstruction is the act of, first, it is a defensive player or team member who hinders or prevents a batter from striking at or hitting a pitch ball. Next, we have the section 67, offensive player, only the FP player. An offensive player, only the OPO is a player in the batting order other than the flex for whom the BP is playing the defense in the OPO continues the play offense but not play defense. Section 668, the offensive team. The offensive team is the team at bat. So section 69, we have official equipment. Official equipment is considered to be any equipment, bats, gloves, helmets, etc. in current use by the defensive or offensive team in the course of play. Defensive equipment, gloves for example, left on the field by the team playing offense would not be considered as official equipment. Next, we have the section 70 on-deck batter. The on-deck batter is the offensive player whose name follows the name of the batter in the batting order. Next, we have the section 71 on-deck circle. The on-deck circle is the area where the on-deck batter may warm up or takes practice swings while waiting his turn to enter the batter box. Next, we have the section 72, 1 meter or 3-foot line. The 1 meter or 3-foot line is the area that lasts half distance between home and the first base, where a batter runner must run to avoid being called out for interfering with the thrown ball from the home plate area or with the fielder's attempt to take such a throw while running to first base. Section 73, the option play. An option play is a play in which the offensive coach manager is given the chance of taking the enforcement of the illegal action or the result of the play. Section 74, the outfield. The outfield is the portion of the field that is outside the diamond formed by the baseline or the area not normally covered by an infielder and within the foul lines beyond first and third bases and boundaries of the grounds. Next, we have the section 75, overslide. An overslide is the act of an offensive player when as a runner his overslide a base he is attempting to reach. Next, we have the section 76, the overthrow. An overthrow is a play in which a ball is thrown from one fielder to another, resulting in the ball. Next, we have the section 77, pass ball. It is only for flex player. A pass ball is a pitch that should have been held or controlled by the catcher with ordinary effort. Section 78, the pitch. A pitch is the act performed by the pitcher in delivering the ball to the batter. Next, we have the section 79, pitcher circle. For FP only, the pitcher circle is the area within 2.44 meters or 8 feet of the pitcher's plate. The lines are considered within the circle. Section 80, the pivot foot. The pivot foot is the foot which the pitcher pushes off the pitcher's plate, and when placed in contact with the pitcher's plate by the pitcher, must remain in contact with the pitcher's plate until the pitch ball is released. Next, we have the play ball. Sections 81, play ball is the term used by the plate umpire to indicate that play ball begin or be resumed when the pitcher holds the ball and FP only is within the pitcher circle. Next, we have here the section 82, the pre-game meeting. The pre-game meeting is a meeting held at home plate area at a predetermined time between the umpires in the head coaches, managers, or team representative of the respective teams. Next, we have the section 83, protests. A protest or separate from an appeal is the action of a defensive or offensive team objecting, like interpretation or application of a playing rule by an umpire or eligibility of a team roster number. Next, we have the section 84, the quick return pitch. A quick return pitch is one made by the pitcher with the obvious attempt to catch the batter off balance. Next, we have the section 85, the re-entry. Re-entry is the act of any of the starting players returning to the game after being legally or illegally substituted. Section number 86, removal from the game. Removal is the act of the umpire declaring a player is ineligible for further participation in the game other than as a coach as a result of an infraction of the rules. Next, we have the section 87, replacement player. A replacement player is a player required to enter the game for a defined period of time to replace a player who must leave the game to attend to an injury that is causing bleeding. Next, we have the section 88, the runner. A runner is a player of the team at bat who has finished a turn of at bat, reached first base, and has not yet been put up. Next, we have the section 89, slap hit. For FP only, a slap hit is a batted ball that has been struck with a controlled short chopping motion rather than with a full swing. Next, we have the section 90, squeeze play. For FP only, a squeeze play is a play in which the offensive team with a runner on third base attempts to score the runner by means of the batter contacting the ball. Next, we have the section 91, starting players. Starting players are the players listed on the official lineup given to the umpire-in-chief and or the plate umpire. Next, we have the section 92, the stealing. Stealing is the act of the runner attempting to advance during, after a pitch to the batter. Stealing is not allowed in slow pitch. Next, we have the section 94, substitute. A substitute is a player listed on the official lineup card who is a non-starting player who has not been in the game other than a replacement player. Second, a starting player who has left the game once and who may legally return to the lineup. Next, we have the section 95, the tagging up. Tagging up is the action of the runner returning to his base or remaining on his base before he legally advances on a batted fly ball that is first touched by a fielder, not to be confused with the action of a fielder tagging a base or a runner. So section 96, team member. A team member includes any person authorized or sit on the team bench. Section 97, temporary runner. It is only for the flex player only. The temporary runner is a player who may run for the catcher of a record from the preceding half inning, who is now on base with 2 out. The use of the temporary runner is optional for the offensive coach. The temporary runner must be the player who at the time of taking. Next, we have that section number 1098, the throw. A throw is the act of performed by a fielder when throwing the ball to another fielder. Section 99, time. Time is the term used by the umpire to order the suspension of play during which the ball is dead. Section 100, trap ball. A trap ball is a legally batted fly ball or a line drive that hits the ground or a fence prior to being caught. Section 100, trap. Section 101, triple play. A triple play is a continuous action play by the defense on which 3 offensive players are put out. Section 102, turn at bat. Turn at bat begins when a player first enters the batter box and continues until the batter is put out or becomes a batter runner. We have here section number 103, wild pitch or the flex player only. A wild pitch is a pitch so high, so low, or so wide of the plate that the catcher cannot or does not stop and control it with an ordinary effort. For the section 104, wild throw. A wild throw is a play in which a ball is thrown from one fielder to another and cannot be caught or controlled, is not blocked and remains in play. Section 105, withdrawn player. Lastly, we have withdrawn player. A withdrawn player is a player forced to leave the game or the lineup in accordance with the replacement of playing ruling. So, that is only Rule 1, the definition. So, it is not yet finished. We have here the rule number 2. So stand by. Oh no. Excuse me, pardon for... Okay. Okay. So rule number 2, the playing field. Section number 1, the playing field. It is the area within which the ball may be legally played on and fielded play. Note, a ball is considered outside the playing field when it touches the ground, person on the ground, or object outside the playing area. It shall have a clear and obstructed area within the minimum radius as set out of the distance table from home plate between the foul lines. Next, we have the section number 2, ground or special rules. Ground or special rules establishing the limits of the playing field may be agreed upon by the leagues or opposing teams whenever backstops, fences, stands, vehicles, spectators, or other obstructions are within the prescribed area. Next, we have the section 3. The official diamond shall have baseline and pitching distances as set out of the distance table. Note, if during the game the base distance or the pitching distance is found to be at the wrong distance, correct the error of this at the start of the next full inning and continue playing the game. Next, we have the section number 4, diamond layout. For the layout of the diamond, refer to drawing showing official dimensions of softball diamond in appendix of 1A, a detailed instruction to lay out a diamond with 18.29 meters with 60 feet or 60 feet baselines and a 14.02 meters or 46 feet with pitching distance can be found in appendix 3 for the following contained in appendix 2. Next, we have the wait. Okay. Okay. Next, we have the rule number 3, equipment. The section number 1, the official bat. Number 8 shall be of one-piece construction, multi-piece permanently assembled, or two-piece interchangeable construction. If the bat is designed with interchangeable components, it must meet the following criteria. For example, matting components must have a unique locking key to prevent uncertified equipment combinations in the field. And second, all component combinations must meet the same standards as if it were a one-piece but when combined, or a portion of a one-piece but if separated. Next, we have the section number 2, warm-up bats. The warm-up bat must be of one-piece construction, and it shall comply with the safety grip and safety knob requirements of the official bat. It must be marked warm-up in 3.2 centimeter or 1 and 1/4 inches letters on the barrel end. The barrel end must be exist of 5.7 centimeters, 2 and 1/4 or the 2 1/4 inches. Next, we have the section 3, the official softball. A shall be a regular, smooth, thin, concealed stitch or flat surface ball. Letter B shall have a center core made of either number 1 quality long fiber kapok, a mixture of cork and rubber, a polyurethane mixture, or other materials approved by the ISF Equipment Standards Commission. May be hand or machine wound with a fine quality twisted yarn and covered with latex or rubber cement. Next, we have the section 4, gloves and mitts. Any player may wear a glove, but only the catcher and first baseman may use mitts. Section number 5, the shoes. All team members must wear shoes. A shoe shall be considered official if it is made with either canvas or leather, uppers, or similar materials. It is fully closed. Next, we have the section 6, protective equipment. Mask for flex player only. All catchers must wear mask, throat protector, and helmet. Youth catchers must wear masks with helmet. Masks are recommended in adult slow pitches. For the face mask, any defensive or any player can wear an approved plastic face mask or guard. Next, we have the section number 7, equipment on playing field. Equipment that is not part of the official equipment shall not be left lying on the playing field in either fair or foul territory. Next, we have the section number 8, uniform. All players on a team shall wear uniform alike in color, trim, and style. Reference to coach's uniform is found under rule number 4, section 1B. Next, we have section number 9, all equipment. Notwithstanding the foregoing, the ISF reserves the right to withhold or withdraw approval of any equipments which in the ISF so's determination significantly changes the character of the game, affects the safety of participants or spectators, or renders a player performance more a product of his equipment rather than his individual skills. Next, we have rule number 4, coaches, player, and substitutes. Section number 1, coaches. The head coach is responsible for signing the lineup card. Second, coaches must be neatly attired, including the wearing of suitable footwear or dress in team uniform in accordance with the color code of the team. If a coach wears a cap, it must be approved headgear. Caps are mandatory for male coaches. So next we have the section number 2, lineup cards and rosters. Official lineup cards are to be completed and submitted to the official scorer and the plate umpire of the start of the game. The plate umpire retains the card for the duration of the game. Section number 3, the players. A team shall consist of players in the following positions. Fast pitch, 9 players. Pitcher 1, catcher, first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop, left fielder, center fielder, and right fielder. Fast pitch with a designated player. 10 players, same as fast pitch plus a DP. For the slow pitch, 10 players. Pitcher, catcher, first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop, left fielder, left center fielder, right fielder, and right center fielder. Next, we have the section 4, starting players. A starting player shall be official when the lineup card is inspected and approved by the plate umpire and team representative at the pre-game meeting. Next, we have the section number 5, designated player, or for the FP only. A designated player, referred to as DP, may be used as a batter for any defensive player provided it is made known prior to the start of the game and his name is entered in the lineup sheet as one of the nine hitters in the batting order. Next, we have the section number 6, extra player, with SP only. An extra player, referred to as an EP, is optional, but if one is used, it must be made known prior to the start of the game, and the player's name listed on the lineup card as one of the 11 hitters in the batting order. Next, we have the section number 7, re-entry. In it, the starting players may be substitute and re-enter once, provided such players occupy the same batting position whenever they are in the lineup. Next, we have the section number 8, substitute or illegal player. A substitute may take the place of a player whose name is in his team's lineup. Next, we have Section number 9, disputed calls. Any team member disputing any judgment decision by an umpire will constitute a team warning. Any repeat offense shall result in the ejection of the team member. Section number 10, dugout conduct. Coaches, players, substitute, or any other bench personnel shall not be outside the designated dugout area, except when the rules allow or when considered justified by the umpire. Next, we have the section 11, replacement player. In the event of any player bleeding during the game, that player must be withdrawn from the game if the bleeding cannot be stopped within a reasonable length of time or his uniform becomes covered with blood. The withdrawn player shall not return to the game until all bleeding ceases. The injury clean and covered. If it is necessary, his uniform must be replaced. Next, we have section number 12, temporary runner, or for the FP only. A temporary runner is legal for a catcher or record from previous half inning who is on the base with 2 out. Next, we have section 13, violations and penalties. Team members shall not make discouraging or insulting remarks to or about opposing players, officials, or spectators, or commit other acts that could be considered unsportsmanlike conduct. The penalty for violations by a team member shall be for first offense, the offender may be warned; second offense, or if any first offense is considered serious enough by the umpire, the offender is ejected. The team member ejected from the game shall go directly to the dressing room for the remainder of the game or leave the grounds. So let's continue the rule number 5 later.